Welcome to the Trumbull County Probate Court, and I would like to thank you for taking the time to watch our guardianship video. The purpose of the video is to illustrate some of the important duties and responsibilities of a guardian. It is not intended to be legal advice. If you have legal questions, you should always consult with an attorney of your choice. However, I do believe that the duties and responsibilities of a guardian are very, very important to others. Therefore, I would like to thank you in advance for taking the time to extend a guardian's helping hand. Thank you.
We face many challenges as we travel along life's journey, and most of us will need a helping hand along the way. Your probate court can often lend that hand to people who find themselves with the important responsibility of caring for someone who is ill, elderly, infirm, or just unable to care for themselves or their property. Today, we welcome you as an applicant to be a guardian.
George, how you doing?
It's a long night.
Well, I wish I had better news. Your mom's vitals are good, but the results are back from her tests. The stroke may be more severe than we originally thought.
No, his name is John Mayburn. Yes, thank you. 0565. Thank you.
Did you try the grocery store?
No.
Mom, I'm just trying to help.
Well, if you want to help, why don't you take your car and look for him? He could have wandered off anywhere. He can't be left alone. Dad? Thank God.
Your granddaughter's really come a long way.
Oh, Principal Rodriguez. Hello. Yes, she has.
I know it hasn't been an easy 4 years, but I think you've done a really great job with her.
I can't take all the credit. Kaylee's parents were very hard workers, and they instilled that into her long before that accident even happened.
Yes, but you've done a great job in their place. It's not easy raising a teenager, especially when you've got to be both parents.
Kaylee will be 18 soon. An adult. What do I need to do to protect her in the future? I'm not getting any younger, and, well, I won't always be there to help her.
During the following presentation, 3 of the most common guardianship scenarios will be used to try to answer some of the more frequent questions that arise in the guardianship process. Now, the challenges facing George, Lucy, and Sarah are but a few examples of where a guardianship can provide a helping hand. Hallie, as an employee of the probate court, you can better explain just what is a guardianship.
Well, guardianship is a legal arrangement in which one person, the guardian, acts for another person, the ward. And the probate court appoints a guardian because the ward is incapable of managing his or her own property or person.
And Hallie, who would the probate court appoint as guardian?
The probate court prefers to appoint a family member or friend of the ward, especially if the ward has nominated that person in writing. However, the probate court is looking for a suitable person to assume the responsibility for the care and management of the person, property, or both of the adult or minor ward.
George, your mom has a blood clot that needs to be removed. However, her stroke has left her partially paralyzed and confused, and she's unable to give us informed consent for the surgery. Does your mom have a living will or a durable power of attorney for health care?
No. But I'm her next of kin. Can't I consent?
No, George, without written authorization, your mom's going to need a guardian to consent for her.
Okay. How does she get a guardian? I mean, can I do it?
Well, yeah, sure. You can apply to be her guardian. You can get the necessary forms at the probate court in the county where your mother lives.
Mr. O'Reilly, are you represented by an attorney?
No. Do I need one?
No, you may represent yourself. However, we do encourage legal representation since we're not permitted to give you legal advice. But I can give you an overview of the guardianship process if you'd like.
That'd be great, thanks.
Well, these are the standard forms that you can take with you to fill out. And the process starts with the filing of the application for the appointment of a guardian. Now, this is usually accompanied by a statement of expert evaluation, which is the recommendation of your mother's doctor regarding the need for guardianship. And then we'll need the names and addresses of your mother's next of kin, and they'll be served with notice of a hearing.
Well, Mom's a widow, and there's just my sister and me.
Oh, I see. Does your mother know that you're asking to be her guardian?
Does she have to know? I hate to upset her since she's in the hospital.
I understand, but it's a good idea since our court investigator is required to serve your mother in person with notice of hearing and explain her legal rights to her. And then the investigator will file a report with the court indicating the investigator's recommendations.
Is that all that's required?
No, there is a hearing, but your attorney and the judge will explain all the duties and responsibilities of a guardian.
Thanks, Hallie.
You're welcome.
Hallie, you were really helpful in explaining the beginning of the guardianship process.
Well, guardianship is usually a very emotional process, compounded by a barrage of questions because it's all so new to the guardian. But it's important for guardians to remember they're not alone. The probate court is always there to help.
Now, what about Lucy? She's already been appointed guardian of her father, John, who is struggling with the onset of dementia. Won't she have questions regarding relocating her father to an assisted living home?
She certainly will. Let's take a look.